for the Pacifico men's snowboard big air event. We're going full send right now, and I'm gonna throw it over to my main man, Brandon Graham.
Friday night, under the lights here at X Games Aspen 2025. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham, joined alongside my big air co-pilot, Mr. Craig McMorris, and we're ready for a big one. You want to see progression in real time? You want to see the greatest show on snow? You've come to the right place here at the Pacifico men's snowboard big air.
The cast star-studded. We have the 2023 gold medalists, we have the 2024 gold medalists, and we have a bunch of athletes that are probably going to do something you have never seen done on a snowboard in a big air competition. It's going to be a rodeo, folks. That's why we have the bolo ties on. Let's see if you can hang on for that full 8 seconds.
The big air best. Let's look at some of the big names out here tonight, headlined by Marcus Cleveland, a true superstar in the sport. Due to an injury, we didn't see him out here last year in Aspen. That all changes here tonight.
Let's go back to 2023, where he earned that gold medal. Triple Todio 1440 from Marcus Cleveland, one of the best to ever do it out of Norway. That was one of my favorite tricks I've ever seen. He's also got that backside rotation. We don't know where he's gonna go. 1800, maybe 19, we'll have to wait and see. But our 2024 gold medalist, Taiga Hasegawa of Japan, dropping a world's first in competition last year, 1980, switch backside.
Say that one more time, partner.
1980, that is 5.5 full rotations, taking off switch, landing regular. We are in for a heavyweight bout. We just highlighted two. There's a number of other names in this field that could take the gold, though, Brando.
Taiga Hasegawa, our defending gold medalist, one man, 6 syllables. Can he defend the gold here tonight? Hey, for more on that, let's go to the third member of our team, Mr. Jack Matrani.
Couldn't be more excited for a wonderful evening tonight. Let me break down the format for you. We've got a playoffs, and then we've got the finals. In the playoffs, 8 of the world's greatest snowboarders have 3 runs to put down their best run. The top 4 will advance to the finals, where they have 2 more runs. The scores will reset. Top qualifier from the playoff will drop last in the finals. Reverse order. Extra suspense, extra entertainment. Are you fired up? I know I am.
Thank God Jack was a math major. A lot of numbers there, but we're excited with this new format, as is this sellout crowd out here at Buttermilk for night 2 of X Games Aspen 2025. So you've heard some of the big names we talked about. How about the rest of the field competing out here at Big Air? Let's meet our contestants.
What's up? My name is Frank Jobin. I'm a snowboarder from Quebec City, and I'm 26 years old.
My name is Mons Royslin. I am from Oslo, Norway, and I'm 27 years old.
I'm Jan Matteoli. I'm 19 years old. I come from Italy and from Ascoli Piceno, a small town in Italy.
I'm Roger Jameson. I'm 18 years old from Monaco, New Zealand. I'm Hiroto Yuara, 19 years old. I'm from Japan.
Sabed Suiming, 20 years old. I'm from China.
My name is Marcus Cleveland. I'm 25 years old, and I'm from Dombås, Norway.
Hello, my name is Taiga Hasegawa. I'm 19 years old from Aichi.
Remarkable international field we have out here in Big Air this evening. As we said, the fans absolutely losing their minds in anticipation for the Pacifico men's snowboard Big Air playoffs. As Jack Matrani said, each of these riders will get 3 runs here in the playoffs. Top 4 from that will move on to the final immediately after this. And a look at those storylines, as we talked about, everyone chasing Taiga, that defending gold medalist. We've also got a couple of newcomers trying to hit a 2160. That's right, 2160, Craig. And of course, Marcus Cleveland returning.
21, 21, 21. That is 6 full times around. We'll see if these athletes can get there, but I want to highlight this young man right here, one of my favorite snowboarders to watch.
Out of Quebec City, making his X Games debut, 26-year-old Frank Jobin.
Watch this, switch, backside, double rodeo, 1260. 1, 2. Hey-o! That is how you start a final. This is a boxing match. Throw a punch. Frank Jobin does just that.
Frank the Tank officially activated run 1 of the playoffs.
Takes off switch, initiates a backside double rodeo. Switch nose, 1260 degrees of rotation. Nobody else in this field will rotate that
Craig,
way.
this is a silly question, but can you do it any better than that?
No, you can't. You can't. Frank Jobin, that is how you start a big air final. We talk about big numbers. I love how refreshing that is. Make it difficult on the takeoff. That's what Frank does, and reward it handsomely.
87, a really nice score for Frank Jobin on his very first run here at the X Games. And if you've never watched a big air contest at X Games, get ready. It is a frenetic, speedy pace, and we love every second of it. We move on to a young man making his 15th X Games appearance, owner of 8 X Games medals, including 2 bronze in this event, Mons Roysland.
Landed his first ever switch backside 1980 earlier in practice. Does he go back to the well? Yep. Oh my good word. Attempting that switch backside 1980, 5.5 full times around, takes off switch, would be landing regular. That is the trick that won Taiga Hasegawa the gold last year.
How many times has Mons Roysland done that trick, Craig?
1. I can't count high, but I can count to 1. Mons Roysland, great snap.
And he's going to put it down on run 1 of the playoff? It's getting close.
If this event will mirror the women's big air, you have to go for your hardest tricks to crack that top 4.
So he'll look to clean things up on run number 2, but we move on with another X Games rookie here, 19-year-old Italian rider, Ian Metellio.
Left foot forward, initiating front side. He gets in the blender.
Whoa!
Whoa! 21, 21, 21, 21.
21, can you do something for me?
Apparently it's going to get him a pretty high score.
Run 1 of your X Games debut, under the lights, on the biggest stage in action sports. Hello.
360, Craig. 720, 1080, 1440, 1800, 1921, 60.
You see our reactions?
Now, I knew we were going to see a 2160 here tonight. I didn't know it would be on the 3rd hit. The 3rd hit of this big air event.
And by the way, this is qualifying. This isn't even the big show, the final. And this is already going down?
History made already.
Wow.
I don't believe that's what X Games is all about. That's what you see in X Games.
Run 1 of the playoffs. Again, each rider getting 3 runs. Top 4 from our 8-man field moving on to the final. As the judges deliberate, we take another look at that beauty. A 92. We're officially in Club 90s. So no surprise here, Ian taking over first place. Wow, where do we go from here, partner?
I have no idea.
Rocco Jameson, another X Games rookie from New Zealand, drops in.
Oh my good word, double tail grab right there on that front side rotation. Does very well to save it. Looks like he was gonna over-rotate. Oh, bloody Dracula. That's the grab. So 1 360 less than we saw from Ian, but a much more technical grab. Does that put him ahead of Frank Jobin, currently sitting in 2nd with an 87?
Traditionally, we have seen that in the past, certainly when it comes to medals in the finals, that technicality tends to get favored over rotations.
Well, how do you separate yourself from the rest of the field? If we're going to see 19s,
Correct.
if we're going to see 21s, you have to separate yourself. That's why I love Frank's switch double backside rodeo.
Oh, the judges have decided. We have a new leader, Rocco Jameson, with a huge 94, Craiger.
Holy, I may have mislabeled that. I didn't think it was a 2160, so apologies if it was. But that's what I'd imagine putting him up there.
Hiroto Ojiwara, another X Games rookie here in Aspen. A lot of young blood here in 2025. Okay.
How do you get around 6 times? You just go to the bottom of the landing. That's Hiroto's. He's also riding a little injured.
Yeah, a fractured forearm, I believe, that was suffered during practice. And yet he's given it a go. What a warrior.
Not only giving it a go, going so deep.
And how about the purple Globo Gym kit he's got on? I love that. Yiming Su, who made his X Games debut in 2023. He took a bronze in this event 2 years ago.
A truly perfect backside 1980 from Ming.
Wow.
Oh my good word. Watch this backside takeoff, one of the best in the game. Patient, snap. And he's got this constant cork, right? It almost looks like he stays off axis the entirety of the way around. So difficult.
And look at this grab. Hold, 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 hold.
Still holding. Looks like Vince Vaughn and old school. Doing the iron cross right there, holding it the whole way around.
Wow, the level of riding here in this playoff, a 93, which pops him right between Ian and Jamison. And already in qualifying, we've got 3 scores in the 90s. Marcus Cleveland, little look from the gram, but good to have Marcus Cleveland, the most decorated man currently in this field from this contest.
Perfect. Backside 1800 from Marcus Cleveland. Beautifully done.
11th X Games appearance, owner of 13 medals, 8 of them gold, Craig.
Wow. I talked about Ming's takeoff. Marcus Cleveland, one of the best backside takeoffs in the world as well. That, execution-wise, is perfect.
An 84.33. Good enough for 5th place. Again, he'll get 2 more shots at it. Top 4 moving on to the final. So keep your eye on that 4 spot that Chobin currently is holding on to. Taiga Hasegawa. A clip from the gram there shows you what he's been up to. Our defending gold medalist.
He's got to go switch backside 1980, the trick that won him. Oh, no, he's going to switch frontside, cab, if you will. Whoa! Cab 1980. Which, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We've never seen that in a big air either.
Come back.
Oh, my goodness. Cab 1980. History has been made here tonight.
Switch, frontside, 1980, Indy. Sensational.
Cab 1980, I do not know how you initiate that confidently on that switch takeoff. Now, if you're just joining us, it's going to be a big, is it top 4? Does it beat Frank Jobin's 87?
I can't, regardless, I can't believe this is just run 1.
Yeah, it's simply ridiculous.
What a heavy bigger competition going on right now. But here's the great thing, only 1 run. There's 2 more runs.
So we're waiting Taiga's score here. Judge is really deliberating on this. A 91. So he joins the 90s and jumps up into the top 4. And that's how you do it as a defending gold medalist. Here, run 1 officially in the books in the Pacifico men's snowboard big air. The rookie sensations are taking over. Rocco Jamison leading this thing early. But a lot more to come to from X Games Aspen 2025. runs number 2 in the playoffs after this. That was the beatbox rewind, perfectly capturing the moments so far at X Games, and that's what's built a beautiful journey of 30 years here at X Games. We welcome you now back to the Pacifico Men's Snowboard Big Air Playoffs, where I don't believe what I just saw, Craig McMorris, on run number 1. The top 4 moving on to the final, all 4 already in the 90s.
Never been done's, NBD's in big air, and it is still the playoffs. As you see, 8 athletes, 3 attempts. Your best score counts. The top 4, they move on to final. There the scores re-rack. The highest qualifier drops last. You get 2 jumps to put down your best score. Then we hand out the medals.
Frank Jobin. Does he look like he's in the zone? What do we always say about Frank?
Don't let him get in the zone. Do not let Frank the Tank activate.
So Frank in his X Games debut, currently sitting in 5th, trying to replace that 87 to jump up into the top 4.
Switch double back, rodeo 16. Folks at home,
yes,
let's just go to school a little bit. This is not the 1980, the 1800 or the 2160 that you've seen from other riders. This is a switch backside rodeo rotation. Takes off switch, flips a completely different axis from what you've seen. That is so difficult, and that trick actually has never been landed by anyone on the planet Earth. Frank, I want to see him get that.
So we move on to Mons Roisland, currently sitting in 7th, trying to put one down and replace that 38.33 on run 2.
Switch backside 1980. Wow.
Let's bring in Jack Mitrani after Mons' run number 2 there. Jack, what'd you see?
Well, I just saw a switch back 1980 from Mons. And now Mons is slowly picking up this nickname Bronze Mons, and I don't think he likes that. He's been competing since 2016, and I am manifesting a gold medal for Mons Roisland tonight. Maybe I can sneak a word in with him. He's kind of just hanging out here. See if I can sneak up on him.
Yeah, go on in, Jack.
Can you tell me about this event right now? It is absolutely insane, Mons.
It is insanity going out there. It is crazy. Never seen people spin that much in my life.
Does it feel like a final or a playoff?
Definitely a final. I don't know what you're talking about.
So what are we going to see next? You're going to try to do, I don't know, I can't do the math after 1980, 2160.
No, I got to clean it up, land it cleaner. Have kind of a scruff on the landing there and just got to land it clean.
We're all rooting for you. You're the man.
Just critic, aren't we?
We are. We are.
But I think Mons saw what we saw.
Yeah.
Needs to clean it up a little bit on the landing. But here now, sitting in 3rd, Ian Motelio.
So Ian, going back to the well, that 2160, taking off regular stance, spinning around 6 full times, 6 full rotations. That makes up a 2160. Why he is currently in 3rd, he let go of his grab very early in that rotation. In that first jump, the one he landed, that's why Rocco is a little bit higher. Yeah, he only did it 1800, but that that bloody Dracula is so difficult to do in an 1800.
Well, if you're just joining us, welcome to Progression's Playground here at the Pacifico Men's Snowboard Big Air Playoffs. We've got an 8-man field, and just 4 will be moving on to the final immediately after this. We're in the midst of run number 2. Here now, our current leader, X Games rookie, Rocco Jameson. It's a nice clip of him from the Gram earlier. A lot of pockets on Rocco here tonight.
A lot of pockets. Swing weight.
So what can he do? He's in the top 4, but there's some huge names on the outside looking in.
I mean, that 18 he did. Obviously reverting right there. So the judges want to see you take off complete your trick with proper execution, and your landing is crucial, right? He stays upright, base down, but he reverts in the landing. That is as good as a fall for Rocco Jamieson. He's still sitting in first place. He ain't too stressed.
And you could see him even in the air, sort of training that shoulder for that landing to avoid the revert. Hiroto Ojiwara trying to land something, and he'll need something huge here on run number 2 in the playoffs, Craig.
We know he's got that switch backside 1980. Backside 2160. Takes off regular. 6 full times round. Lands regular. Are you kidding me?
Anyone else getting motion sickness?
That is the first ever backside 2160 we have ever seen in competition. All the way to the bottom. Remember, he's got a fractured forearm. Doesn't seem to be bugging him, Brando.
Look how long he has that grab. Our reactions, Salema's reaction. And believe me when I say those reactions are mirrored by the sellout crowd out here at X Games Aspen. Yeah, that knocks out that 34.33 from run number 1, partner.
What the judges thinking on that one? I mean, I gotta think you're in the 90s.
Again, you gotta get into the top 4. I think there's no doubt about that. How far does he go, Craig? A 93.33, good enough for second, comfortably putting him in to the top 4.
The judges have shown their hand. It's not all about the biggest spin in the world. You gotta separate yourself a little bit. That's why I think Rocco is still in first place.
And can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I love to see it.
Absolutely.
Yiming Su, currently sitting in 3rd place. Wow. Stomp the yard, Gregory.
Backside 1800, so 1 less 360 from what we just saw from Hirota. A little bit cleaner maybe than run 1?
I think so.
Young snowboarders at home, watch this take off. So patient. There is a fraction of a second where you can explode off the takeoff. Gain as much lift as you can and then initiate the rotation. I was talking to Charles Beckinsale. He hollowed out this takeoff, so these athletes are going higher than they have been all week long. That was X Games mode, if you will.
Su entering X Games mode. Interesting. So not as high as that run 1 score, which he'll hold on to, and 3rd place is where he will stay. Yiming Su, an absolute fan favorite out here tonight, Craig. Whoa,
Marcus Cleveland!
Marcus wasting no time. Marcus going down very hard. Good to see him pop up there. We sure hope he's okay as X Games Medical gets over to him.
That was a very, very hard hit, Brando.
Perhaps no one more innovative in the history of this field than that man there, Marcus Cleveland, who's battled injuries, and yet anytime he comes back into the mix, as we take another look, let's see what went wrong here, Craig. He usually comes back stronger than before.
Looks like he was going backside 2160. Oh, actually going 1980 right there. But it just shows you the margin of error. His countryman, fellow Norwegian, Mons Roysland, looking on concerned.
So unfortunately, Marcus Cleveland going down very hard there on run number 2. But a look at our standings. With still one rider left to drop for his second run. More from Big Air. And it looks like Marcus miraculously is going to ride away, Craig. Amazing to see. And we'll keep going. And the crowd really letting him hear how much they appreciate him. He gives the thumbs up to this Aspen crowd, and the show goes on. So our defending gold medalist, Taiga Hasegawa, sitting in 5th, shockingly with a 91.
Cab, 2160. Oh my good word. We've seen a frontside 2160. We've seen a backside 2160. And now we've just made history again with a cab 2160. Taiga Hasegawa, he on X Games mode.
The audacity of Taiga Hasegawa.
Takes off switch, spins frontside, opening his chest to the takeoff, and spins around 6 times.
Taiga is unreal, Braden. Yeah, we concur. Co-signed. Gravity cannot control him. The only thing that could control him is that step and repeat banner.
That's what got him. Cab 2160, no issues.
Wow, a 95.66. Taiga Hasegawa from 5th place up into the top spot. And we're just getting started here in the Pacifico men's snowboard big air. Our defending gold medalist currently in the top spot. Everyone having such a good time out here at Buttermilk. The show rolls on when we return for the 3rd and final run of the Pacifico men's snowboard big air playoff. Amazing night of snowboarding out here at X Games as we welcome you back to the Pacifico men's snowboard big air playoffs. Brandon Graham joined alongside my partner Craig McMorris, and we're 2 runs in to our 3-run playoff. And all we're seeing is NBDs. All we're seeing is history making.
Frontside switch, backside cab, 2160s. 6 full times around. Never been done in snowboarding competition ever. We also saw a switch double backside rodeo 16 attempt from the young Canadian Frank Jobin. That has never been done in the history of snowboarding competition. We talk about progression all the time, right? We say it all the time, but very rarely do we get this lucky to see it all at once.
Well, you know who I'd love to hear from? The captain of our X Games ship, the host, Salema Masekela, who's been watching every second of it, who's standing, I think, right behind us.
Yeah,
Salema, this is a playoff. To see all these scores in the 90s, to see all these never been dones, to see all of these rotations, just your perspective on what's happening here tonight.
Well, it's terrifying in many ways, right? Because we knew that this day was coming where suddenly we're going to be out here in the 18s, the 19s, and the 21s, as you said. But we got a really sharp look into the stakes, right? You see the makes, but then also what's at stake with that powerful slam from Marcus Cleveland that reminds you that these athletes are taking it further than it's ever been before over ice with a little bit of snow dusted on top of it. And the stakes are just so high. I just marvel at the modern day professional snowboarders' willingness to put themselves entirely on the line, their bodies at this level for this thing that we love to cheer for, which is progression.
Yeah, thank you, Salema. Really well put. I mean, Marcus Cleveland, if you just missed it, had a really bad slam, but was able to pop back up, which you love to see. And that's a guy who's won this event 3 times before, putting his body on the line. A look at our standings. The top 4 will be moving on to the final immediately after these 3rd and final runs. And a look at those scores. One thing that is really in my brain, there's a score in the 90s that's currently out of the top 4, Craig. Make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense. A 2160 has you outside of playoffs.
Playoffs?
The young Italian.
Frank the Tank Jobin, currently sitting in 6th place.
Oh, Frank Jobin.
What went wrong there, Craig?
He's doing something he's never done before, nobody else has ever done before. A switch double backside rodeo 1260 alone on the size of this jump, that is just groundbreaking. To add another 360 to that, almost impossible. Frank Jobin, hats off to you for trying something so ridiculously hard.
He's a madman. So a great showing, though, nonetheless, in his X Games debut for Frank Jobin. We move on to Mons Royslin, sitting in 7th place with an 85. What can he put down here, Craig, to get in that top 4 convo?
Clean up the switch backside 1980. The landing's giving him trouble. Not this time!
He knew the game plan, and he executed, Craig.
The most signature toe edge dig in. He's done it so many times. X Games mode achieved for Mons Royslin on his new pro model, looking so good under his feet. Wow. Let's take a look at this. Learned it yesterday. Takes off switch backside. Then he goes around 5.5 times, and watch him dig in his toes. This is contest commitment. Any more rotation, he's going down, but he says no.
And he told our own Jack Mitrani after his last run that he wanted to clean up that landing. He did just that. So you see where Sue is in that 4th spot, clinging with that 93. He would need to best that to jump up into the top 4 and have a chance at the final.
Oh, there he goes.
8 career X Games medals. There's a live look at our judging panel.
Very esteemed panel, might I add.
The best in the business. Head judge Tom Zekas and the crew.
Torstein Ogmo, Benji Farrow.
Wow!
Here we go!
A 93.33. Mons Royslin jumps up into 3rd.
Oh my God.
Incredible showing on his 3rd and final run here in the playoffs. Ian Matteoli. Oh, and Matteoli going down there. Again, a 92, and he's sitting in 6th place, Greg.
2160, grab tail, right? Frontside 2160, the most difficult, the most spins. But you still have to critique it somehow, right? And it's execution. How long are you holding the grab? How are you landing? How big are you going? It is big air after all, so that's why I think he's outside of that top 4.
A reminder of our format out here this evening. Our 8-rider list will become 4 after these 3rd and final runs. Mons Royslin entered the conversation. And Rocco Jameson, another one of our X Games rookies, sitting in 2nd, Craig.
Goes back to the Bloody Dracula. That's both hands on the tail of your snowboard whilst spinning an 1800. Okay? 5 full times around. I've been very impressed by his riding all week. Looking so good in practice. Here's a good look at the grab.
You can do that also helps with your rotation, making him smaller in the air, able to get that 1800 around. See how tough stuff he is right there?
So I just have to take my hat off to this entire field, right? There's a lot of ways to play the game. There's a lot of ways to approach this.
Rocco Jameson, by the way, 18 years old, our youngest competitor in the field. He's a 12th grader. So he does not improve upon that, but second place is where he will stay. Let's head back over to Jack Matrani.
Hey guys, I had a second to catch up with Marcus Cleveland. He said, hey man, I'm all good, but that sucked. So I don't think he's going back up. And this guy, Hiroto Ogiwara, earlier today, fell in practice, broke his wrist. Now he's coming back up and currently in 4th.
Hiroto.
Oh! Somebody's got to tell the field, you actually have to land in the landing.
How?
You have to catch some landing.
How? Mons Roysland standing in front of us going, how? What? Why?
I understand it's called big air, but just try to land in a little bit of landing. You have a fractured wrist.
Hiroto, come on down. We're worried about you, bud.
But he's currently on the bubble.
Yes.
So he had to go for it, knowing this man is dropping right behind him.
Yi-Ming Su, just outside of the top 4. And if Marcus doesn't drop, and I don't know that he will, this is the last rider that can potentially invade the top 4.
Oh my word!
Wow.
Backside 2160. You heard the slap of his base on the landing. That is how far down this landing he is going. There's almost none left. It's like concrete down there, and he almost was able to put it down. But when you're going that big, spinning that much, you have to land completely stacked. Shoulders over toes. You can't be leaning backwards. You can't be leaning forwards. What an attempt from Ming right there. Obviously not going to jump into that top 4, so we are set. Taiga Hasegawa, with that #1 qualifying spot, will drop last. The advantage to that, you get to watch the rest of the field go before you.
Taiga doing Taiga things. So he qualifies first overall, assuming he's just going to play it safe here, and he does just that.
A very refreshing palate cleanser, if you will. I love that. A beautiful backside 180. Bring it down a little bit.
They were spicy entrees all evening.
You know I don't do well with spice. Good look. Yeah.
So, Craig, our top 4 are officially set for the Pacifico Men's Snowboard Big Air Final. So if that's just a preview of what's to come, my goodness. There you see our top 4 moving on to the final, headlined by our top-ranked qualifier and defending gold medalist, Taiga Hasegawa. A sold-out crowd out here at X Games Aspen 2025, and they're ready for the big show to begin. Who's gonna win gold in big air? We'll find out when the final starts right after this, live from Aspen.
Jimmy Halpa, 1997, Taiga Hasegawa 2024. Oh, how far we have come. What a beautiful side-by-side. And what a beautiful event we're having thus far, Brando.
The greatest show on snow continues as we welcome you now to the Pacifico Men's Snowboard Big Air Final. A sellout crowd on hand to witness history making. There's a look at our 4 finalists here in the finals. It's cutthroat, just 2 attempts each. Single one counts, and we give away the gold. So the riders went through a playoff to get here from a field of 8, cut down to 4. 2 attempts each, as we said. The best single run counts. And the top qualifier will be the last one to drop in, who happens to be our defending gold medalist, Taiga Hasegawa. And what an advantage that is, Krager.
Huge. In the playoff, 3 runs, you know everybody's going to get, 1, maybe 2 down. With only 2 runs being the last to drop, huge advantage right there. You know what's not an advantage? Riding with a fractured wrist that you injured just this morning.
Hiroto, what a story after that fracture. We weren't sure if he was going to go. He said, I'm ready. Doctors cleared him, and he's here in the final.
Put a cast on it. Watch what I do. And not only has he been riding, he has been making history here tonight. 2160 in the playoff. I think he's got to go back to it.
He's an X Games rookie, and if you haven't watched him drop in air traffic control, look out. This man sends it to the moon. Here's Hiroto's first run in the final.
Left foot forward, natural way of riding, going to rotate backside, turn his back to the takeoff right here. Whoa! Slow down! Oh my!
Where did he go?
He's got a fractured wrist.
Where did he go?
He went into the crowd. That was a 23.40. That was 6.5 full times round. How do you create history and then go up there and do it again? How do you do that, Brando?
The first run of the final? Are you kidding me? X Games mode.
Hiroto with some roto. 23.40, the first one. Watch this takeoff. 360, 720, 1080.
Oh my.
1440, 1800.
Oh, I'm going to throw
2160.
up. Oh my God, I'm nauseous.
2340. Melon. You're joking. You're making me sick.
Craig.
Oh my.
Just the audible of that. Now watch our reactions. Yeah,
I was just concerned for his safety right there. He flew into the crowd.
We watched a man fly on run number 1 in his X Games debut. Incredible.
Ridiculous. Truly ridiculous.
A 97.33 for Hiroto.
That was run 1. That was run 1.
Oh my goodness.
It's not like he's letting go of the grab and ballerinaing around. That was a held grab. The audible noise of his board slapping the landing is gonna haunt me forever.
40, how, that's the math.
6.5 full times round, ridiculous. Mons Roisland.
How do we follow that up? Mons Roisland dropping in now in his 15th X Games appearance. Oh. Wow. So Mons going down there. We've got to bring in the third member of our team who's got the best seat in the house, Jack Matroni. Jack, what did you just witness there?
I just witnessed pandemonium like I've never seen before here at X Games. Literally every single person in the crowd, an earthquake erupted, and just seeing his reaction was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Wow, I cannot believe we're witnessing this. 2340s, what?
Oh my, nobody is topping that. Well, we'll see. We will see on run 1 here in the Pacifico Men's Snowboard Big Air Final. Here's another X Games rookie, Rocco Jameson.
Beautiful. Bloody Dracula, front side 1800. Nobody's done that grab with that trick.
18 years old, from New Zealand, still in 12th grade, Craig. Doing that.
No hands. No hands on that landing. Didn't eat. That was so clean. Takes off front side. 5 full times round. well grabbing Bloody Dracula. That's both hands on the tail of your snowboard.
Wow, a 91.33 for Rocco, putting him into second place here on run number 1. The tiger on the helmet tells you who's dropping in next. Our defending gold medalist and top-ranked qualifier, Taiga Hasagawa.
Cab! 21, 21, 21, 2160. Oh my good word. Takes off switch. Opens his chest to the takeoff. How do you not spin early? How do you not scrub? How do you not just try and get it going a little early?
So talk us through
what's this?
The rotations, Craig.
Holds the edge almost to the end.
The technical prowess here, the 21 versus the 23. Walk us through that.
So essentially, 2160, 6 full times around, 2340, 6.5 full times around. Hiroto took off backside here, Taiga taking off cab or switch front side. So one less 180 than we saw from Hiroto, but I think it's a little bit tougher to have that high rotation going switch to switch.
Wow, a 94.66, so they slot him into second place. So they obviously have to appreciate that tech, but the 2340 just seems almost insurmountable when you talk about those rotations.
And it's not only the 2340, it's how well he did it, how clean that landing was, how long that grab was held.
We are 1 run in of our 2-run finals in the Pacifico men's snowboard big air. And Hiroto on the opening trick absolutely transformed, dare I say transcended, snowboarding out here at Aspen.
You do say that because he fractured his wrist this morning. He's playing hurt, and he's still doing that. He's just built different.
I had a headache and almost didn't show up to work tonight. My heavens. So here's Hiroto. Can you do anything bigger than a 2340 while we got you?
Just don't go further down the landing. Please, for me, do not go faster. He went as far down this landing as you possibly can go.
Our current leader, already a history maker.
It's just best run counts. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, still going very deep on that beautiful backside 360, but thank you, Hiroto. You did a 2340. You made history. You have a 97.33. You know there are only 3 people with 1 run that can even come close to that.
Hiroto Ogirabra, that 97.33, he'll hold on to. Can anyone catch him here on final runs?
So Mons Roisland tried the switch backside 1980. Very, very new trick for him. Put it down in playoffs. That got him into the top 4. He attempted it on his first of 2 runs. Washed out.
Yeah.
He's got to go back to that. That's his highest scoring spin, in my opinion. Got to do it cleanly if he wants to crack the podium, Brando.
Owner of 8 X Games medals, 6 of them bronze. But right now on the outside looking in of podium positioning. So can Mons put it down here on his final run here in the final?
Drops and switch. And turns back to the takeoff. Switch backside 1980. Oh! And it just goes to show you, when you're spinning that much, when you are going that big, you have to land so stacked. You have to land perfectly on that toe edge if you want to stop that rotation. Unfortunately, washing out there, but an incredible showing from Mons Roisland.
Mons will not be able to defend his bronze medal earned last year, but that just speaks to the elevation of this discipline right here, right now. I mean, we're talking about Mons trying to do a trick that he landed in the playoffs that he had only landed for the first time ever, what, a day ago?
Yep.
So Rocco Jameson, 18 years old, out of New Zealand, on his X Games invitation. When I got the email, I was a bit starstruck. I couldn't believe it. I've been watching it every year on TV religiously from New Zealand. It's so wild. Well, Rocco, you're moments away from earning a career, first career X Games medal.
Bloody Dracula, frontside 18. What got him into this thing. Oh! He tries to throw his name in the history books with a 2160 attempt, but grabbing Bloody Dracula.
So Jay.
So that's something that Rocco now he knows that's doable.
So there is one rider left to drop in here for the final attempt of the contest. Taiga Hasegawa, currently in that silver medal spot, our defending gold medalist.
Okay, that's one of my favorite tricks I've seen tonight. Beautiful cab double dip 9. Holy smokes, Brando.
And with that, the teenage history maker earns gold in his X Games debut. Congratulations to Hiroto. What a night for Hiroto. Ogirara, let's head over to Jack Mitrani, who's with Hiroto.
Congratulations, Hiroto. You literally shocked the entire action sports universe, if not the world, when you landed a 2340, a trick we never thought would be possible on a snowboard. What does this moment mean to you to take home gold at the biggest competition we've ever seen in big air?
Thank you. I'm so happy to put down this trick in front of crowd. Thank you, X Games. Thank you, America.
Thank you, Hiroto. Let's go.
It's Hiroto's world, and we're just living it.
Facts.
Just surreal snowboarding on display all night. And the trick heard around the world, Craig. We got to see it one more time at the trick that earns gold the very first run of the contest.
Backside, 2340. Look at how long he holds the grab. Look at how far down the landing he goes.
You're gonna have a hard time convincing people this isn't CGI or a video game.
That is the most ridiculous big air trick I have ever seen in my entire life. Then he slides into home plate.
This is the best.
Remember, he fractured his wrist this morning.
And just a heads up, we'll be handing out the
What a moment here at the Pacifico Men's Snowboard Big Air. Hiroto, the X Games rookie, winning gold. Planet Zebulon, Zeb Pal, and the boys of Men's Snowboard Knuckle Huck still to come here at X Games Aspen 2025. We can't wait for that one. Zeb, a fan favorite here in Aspen. But once again, this evening belongs to the men of Big Air.
I have to take my hat off to this entire field. That was the most ridiculous level of big air snowboarding I've ever seen. Congratulations to all the competitors.
All the history-making moments wrapped up into one night. Don't go anywhere. More from X Games Aspen when we return.